And now, our guest is a globally acclaimed leadership expert and speaker. She's well known in the corporate world for her ability to spark transformational change by equipping leaders and teams with the skills, thinking, and behaviors necessary to step up to the next level. Payal, welcome to Business Life 360. It is so fabulous to have you here.
Thank you so much, Kristi. It's an honor to be here on your show.
Well, listen, you have been a leader in the international executive leadership world for a long time, and I really want to talk to you about the term leadership. It has certainly changed through the decades, and as we look at our world today in corporate leadership, how would you, as an expert in the field and a corporate coach, define today's definition of leadership? It's really evolved.
That's true, Kristi. Leadership has evolved in the coming years. In fact, nowadays I tell people that when you are thinking of leadership, you need to think of building more leaders. It's a mindset you have to cultivate. In my definition, everybody is a leader. I have never looked at leadership or taught leadership from an angle of position and title. I always believe that wherever you are, I have seen CEOs not showing great leadership, and I have seen janitors showing great leadership. So leadership actually begins where you are. It's a mindset that you cultivate. And the more complex our business world is getting, the more imperative it is that we build leaders across all levels in the organization without determining what their position or title is like.
I really love that. I love the fact that you don't label somebody as a leader or not a leader. I believe the same thing, that it's within each of us to be a leader. And
Absolutely.
Sometimes it just takes that right boss, that right environment, that right organization that we're associated with to really bring it out. So
True.
You and I have talked, I know I've been on your podcast, and we've discussed the ability to bring leadership skills out from within, and really starting with leadership from the inside out. So tell us more, Payal, about how you recommend we can start to really find those seeds within and bring them out and become the best leaders we can be.
Absolutely, and having you on the podcast was amazing. All our listeners really benefited so much from what you had to say. So I have introduced one term in a concept in the corporate world. It is called inner leadership. Okay. Now, what I am seeing is that it is only during difficult times that people come to understand how difficult it is to manage their thought process and their feelings. Okay, and all the times there are conflicts. You have a lot of work to do as a leader. You're signing up for conflicts, you're signing up for pressures and tight budgets and a lot of obstacles and challenges. If you are not able to train your mind to be stronger than your emotions, it's going to overcome you, and you're going to lose every time. So inner leadership, or like you said, inside out. So we term it as inner leadership. These are some competencies I believe everyone, from the time you have actually started the work, in fact, even before, you should begin to train your mind into it. You should be able to change your, work on three elements, like I always say. Number one is you should be able to lead yourself very effectively before you lead others. Number two, you should be able to manage your thought process and leverage it to your advantage. And number three, you must be able to bring about quick changes in your behavior patterns, because in the complexity of the business world nothing is certain. We had the pandemic today. We have evolved, industries have evolved, the businesses have evolved from the industrial age to the technology age, with so much of quick changes that are happening. If you are not able to align these three elements of your inner leadership, it's going to overwhelm you, and you're going to be reaching a growth plateau very soon in your career.
Mm-hmm. Payal, sometimes you refer to it as the term winning in leadership. And I really like that, because it's developing that mindset, as you just stated, of being a winner, of really stepping up to meet your goals and exceed your goals.
Yeah.
So if we have done some of those steps that you just mentioned, how do we begin to assimilate and really act upon that winning mindset?
Oh, that's a wonderful question, Kristi. In fact, my latest recent book is titled as Win the Leadership Game Every Time.
I love it. It's great. Can't
Just
wait to
got
read
published.
it.
Yeah, I'm going to send you a copy of it. And it's been, it released last year, almost end of last year. But like you said, using these three. So what happens is when you align these three elements, you will notice that in every company, in every organization, in the world at large, there are always three types of people. The first set are people who are survivors. They do everything to survive layoffs, to keep their jobs, to keep getting paid. So they want to survive everything that's going around. And then we have another set of people who are called, people who thrive. And we have a lot of people who thrive. They are doing good. They are growing. They are doing a fantastic job. Their jobs are going well. They've reached to a certain level in the organization or in their career. And then we have at the topmost of the pyramid, which I call as winners. Now, a person who has a winning mindset knows how to stand out in a noisy corporate world. They know exactly how to evolve, how to be relentless, how to be unstoppable. And let me tell you, Kristi, these are qualities that are beyond the traditional leadership qualities that everybody talks about, decision making, conflict management, managing your stakeholders, communication. Well, it's a given that you have to know all these things if you want to succeed. But if you really want to win the game, then you have to have qualities of resilience, of being unstoppable, of having focused attention, of being relentless in the game. You just can't sit back and say, oh, I've done this, and now I'm going to celebrate and I'm going to stop. No, winners just want to move on. They know exactly how to keep moving on.
And to your point too, I do feel like there's always someone who has a stronger work ethic or a little bit more drive than the next person. So it is really important to show up with that solid work ethic and that mindset of wanting to win. So that's such a great point. Payal Nanjiami, thank you so much for being here and for sharing your leadership expertise with us.
Thank you so much, Kristi. It was really an honor to be with you here.
Thank you so much. And now, let's head out on location to continue our leadership dialogue.